Most of us look at our bank account and think we don't have enough to give. But here's a promise from God himself. You are carrying more than you know. Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18 says, "Be sure to remember the Lord your God. He is the one who gives you the ability to produce wealth." This week we're going to look at money together. How we handle what we have says more about us than almost anything else. And today we're going to blow apart the biggest myth about money that most of us carry every day. The myth says, stewardship is for people who have a lot. I'm just getting by. The big givers are other people, not me. But Paul writes to Timothy and says the complete opposite. Trust in God, who richly gives us all we need. Be rich in good works. He's not talking to a wealthy elite here. He's talking to ordinary believers, people like you and me. What if the reason you feel broke is not about how much you have? It's about how you're looking at it. Let us start with the way we measure wealth. Most of us compare ourselves upwards, to our neighbors, to adverts, to people on social media. Every time we do, we feel like we're falling short. But that comparison is almost entirely fictional. Here's the truth instead. If you have food in your fridge, clothes on your back, and a roof over your head, then you're richer than 75% of the people on this planet. If you have any money in the bank, any at all, you are in the top 8% of the world's wealth. So, before you look at your bank statement this week, try this. Write down 3 things you have right now that someone in the world would treasure. Not big things, a warm meal, a safe place to sleep, someone who loves you. That's your real wealth. Now, this is not about guilt. It's about gratitude. Psalm 23 verse 1 says, "The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want." That's not a promise of luxury. It's a promise that you will have what you need. But seeing yourself as wealthy is only half the story. The deeper question is, where did this wealth actually come from? Here's the truth that changes everything. You do not own what you have. You're looking after it. Deuteronomy chapter 8 verses 17 and 18 warns us, "Do not think your power and strength produced this wealth. Remember the Lord your God. He gives you the ability to produce wealth." Everything you have, your salary, your savings, your skills, all came through God's hands before it came through yours. And here's the good news. That truth is actually freeing. If it's all a gift, then you're not an owner under pressure to hoard it. You're a steward, someone trusted with something precious. Think of it like looking after someone else's beautiful garden. You don't own the soil, but you do get to watch things grow. Even King David understood this. 1 Chronicles chapter 29 verse 14 puts it very simply. "Everything comes from you, and we have given you only what comes from your hand." So, if what you have is a gift, what does God want you to do with it? Well, tonight, spend 2 minutes with God. Thank Him for something specific you have today that someone else doesn't. Be specific. Let it land. Because when gratitude settles in your heart, giving stops being a duty. It becomes completely natural. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 18 says, "Tell them to use their money to do good." But the verse before it says, "Trust in God, who richly gives us all we need." Trust first, gratitude second, giving third. You are not too small to matter in this story. You are exactly where you need to be. Tomorrow, we ask a question that might change everything. Are you really as broke as you think you are? I'll see you then.